Hello and welcome back to this glorious Let's Play of Stranglehold. Last time, we finally figured out where Inspector Tequila's wife and daughter were being held. Apparently, they had moved them to Chicago. So, let's see how Inspector Tequila is going to go about getting them back. Oh, he actually came through the door this time, and not part of the band. Well, yes, it's perfectly normal for fully armed and armored mercenaries in the museums. No one notices.
That cop is here because of you. My brother's blood is on your hands.
Everyone has a destiny, Damon. Even you and I. Your brother found his. Now move on. Let's get these girls back to Hong Kong and finish this deal.
And they magically appeared out of nowhere.
Take the young one back and keep her safe. If you can handle that, I'll bring Billy back with me.
Like hell you will.
Oh my.
We do this my way or it all ends right here. Right here. Your call.
Suit yourself.
I am extremely evil.
Party's over. Time to go.
And out of fucking nowhere. What was he doing? Just sitting there? And here we go. Now, instead of leveling shantytowns or restaurants, instead we're going to level a freaking museum. You know, because I'm a policeman. The first few parts still has the whole arena feel, but later on it gets a little faster. And hey, now the wife and the daughter are split up, so let's see what's gonna happen with them. Something tells me that it's not for the best. Well, you never know. And yes, you can actually get paper cranes that are very high upon objects just by running into whatever they're on. Sometimes. So another question, where were they keeping all the Russian goons? Because, I mean, this is a museum. It's not exactly easy to hide a large amount of goons. Especially considering they're this Russian. They don't exactly fit in with the clientele we saw in the intro, with suits and ties and all that. When you're wielding pistols and butcher knives, at that point I think you maybe not fit in with the high class that once in a while just pops up in here. But hey, what do I know? You can actually see that these are just empty rooms, just spawners for endless amounts of goons. Well, not endless, but a lot of them. And while bullets don't always kill very quickly, a punch to the face always will. Yes, these are the guys with the butcher knives. They take a lot of damage. And if they get close to you, those things will murderify you. 1 or 2 hits will actually kill you. So what else could this place have in store for us aside from stereotypical Russians? White trolley carts. Aww. That was a short ride. Maybe we'll get another one later. Might as well get some better weapons. Who knows what awaits us in this next completely inconspicuous room. Yes, don't run away. Slowly back up. But as you can see, we have another glorious arena section in front of us. Much like the previous arenas in the second level, where we fought in a very, very large restaurant. This is another circular room where we just get to kill a lot of goons over and over again. Lots of stuff breaking, so at least that's good. And here we get introduced to grenades. Finally, after so many levels, you finally get something to throw. They are, however, bloody terrible. Tequila, I have no idea what he does, but the arc of his throws is terrible. I can't pinpoint it. Maybe I'm just used to the newer games where they just throw him in a nice parabolic arc. But he seems to just toss them straight ahead with just a tiny arc and not very far either. They explode on touch with the enemy, or they will explode about 3-4 seconds after they're thrown. They don't do that much damage either. They will kill goons if they hit them directly, but as you can see, they're not exactly lethal, even if they're very close to them. And they have a pathetic splash radius. So I generally avoid using them unless I have to, or unless there's a lot of enemies grouped up. I think we have destroyed about, I don't know, half of a museum's worth of artifacts and various other things. Where are the security guards? This guy owns a museum. You'd think there's at least some security that could say, like, hey, there's this madman running around my place, you know, blowing up my stuff. And yeah, I had to pause for a tiny little bit. But I still wonder, why hasn't anyone called the police on him? The Russian guy already said that he has a great standing with the public. He has great standing with people in power. Why doesn't he just call the police, the actual police? Why is he throwing goons at him? Tequila's in a museum, just destroying stuff. Just call the police and tell them he's destroying stuff. Who are they gonna believe once Tequila says his side of the story? Also, why didn't they just open that? They just decided to blow it up for no apparent reason. Before moving on, it's always a good idea to refill as much of your health and tequila bomb meter as you can, of course. Common gaming sense, but hey, I've seen way too many people in various games just rush through this. All completely inconspicuous. And this room is extremely annoying. First of all, this guy who just points a gun at your back, I would just assume he'd shoot you. I don't think you can turn around and kill him fast enough because you're not Neo, as much as the game wants you to believe that you are. I miss him, however I punch him to death, much more lethal. But the reason it's deadly is not because of the golden guns, but there are 2 people with assault rifles up there, and also they spawn many, many more. And yes, this is one of the levels where the golden guns are actually just lying out in the open. And while good, again, they have pitiful amounts of ammo. I don't know why they even put this in, considering the weapon we find in the room coming up. But they're always nice, I suppose. And yes, this time I used the trolley properly by running over a dude. And slowly and gracefully blowing somebody's testicles off. Always a great way to end a trolley ride. This seems completely unsuspicious. And here we see our next enemy type. The Spetsnaz type people. Again, extremely Russian. These guys wear body armor, which is their gimmick. Same as the Dick Tracy clothed enemies from the restaurant and casino stage, if you remember. They have the same issue where you really want to go for headshots. Also, this is what happens when you run out of ammo. I can't find a gun, so I have to go in there and punch someone. But hey, we know how well Tequila works with this. But as I was saying, they wear armor, so they only really get taken down effectively with headshots. They also don't come through the doors as much, they come in through the ceiling. And welcome to why this gun is the most overpowered thing with Barrage. No reloading, absurdly fast rate of fire, and it's a freaking shotgun, so it does a lot of damage. This is one of the easiest ways to cheese enemies and bosses, considering you're invulnerable. It's even better than the assault rifle when you use it properly. Ouch. But again, the question comes up, why on earth doesn't he just call the cops? And how did he get these guys in here? Do the people not notice the absurd amount of heavily armed and armored people just standing on the roof? You thought we were done? Nope. More people on the second floor. And yes, they can even survive a shot to the torso. They cannot, however, survive 10 shots to the torso. As this guy gracefully demonstrates as he flies across in a cloud of blood. Now they start putting in the guys with the hatchets as well, just to annoy you. If you're fast enough, you can actually punch the hatchet men before they actually do any real damage. But you have to make sure that they don't swing first, because you will take absurd damage. And here's Barrage with SMGs. Doesn't doesn't exactly last long. And they keep coming from the roof. They keep sliding down these lines. And at this point it gets silly because they keep sliding down the same lines. It's like a duck chute. They don't even go down to the ground, they just sit there. Too bad you can't actually pick up the hatchets. That would be hilarious. Considering how much damage Tequila does with a simple punch, I really would like to see what kind of damage he can do with an actual weapon. Yeah, I finally used something else than Barrage for quite a few levels.
Stay with me.
Sudden backdrop change. Okay. Also, another large and conspicuous room. I wonder what will happen here.
Let her go!
Come and get her.
Why didn't he just run away before? Why was he sitting in this room?
Throw him away.
So, this is the fight with the second Russian brother. After we killed his extremely huge bro with the helicopter, now we get to kill this guy. So clichély named Damon, because that is extremely Russian.
And I'll blow your head off.
Basically, this fight is him sitting on the second floor with you no way to get up there, using the snipe ability, the same one you have. It knocks you down when it hits you, and does quite a bit of damage. All you can do for now is just take potshots at him from down here. And of course, you're invulnerable, completely and utterly, while using Barrage. They also throw a lot of goons at you. A lot of guys with hatchets, and a ton of guys with assault rifles and shotguns. There's no one with basic pistols anymore. And that's good, because you need the ammo, considering how inaccurate most of these weapons are. And hitting him on the second floor is not exactly easy. You would think it would be easier to just counter-snipe him, but you would be wrong. Also, slowing down time does not slow him down, but it does slow you down, so it actually puts you at a disadvantage. And this is what happens when you snipe. You know how usually it slows down time? Nope.
Now you might want to pray.
And that's why counter-sniping him is a very dumb idea, unless he's sitting there sniping you, at which point, why do you want to do that?
These artifacts are priceless.
And finally, we can actually go up to the second level and start fighting him properly.
Now you might want to pray.
And yes, the shotgun is an amazing weapon against bosses, especially up close. And so are grenades, because as I said, they don't actually fly in an arc. He throws them extremely flat and forward. But as you can see, they barely do any damage to the dude. But hey, he's almost dead, so a few more bullets should do the trick. I thought that was actually him, even though he's on the other bloody damn side. So hey. These bosses really have a thing with their neck completely distorting. Happy reunion! Go! Oh my god.
I don't know what to say.
You missed your plane.
I had to leave you. To keep you and Tico safe.
You should have trusted me.
I loved you. Wasn't that enough?
Uh...
How did you find me?
Your father sent me. Funny, huh?
My father? No.
No one saw this coming! Also, how does he not hit him? Well.
The King took Tico back to Hong Kong. Find her. Save her. Please.
I promise.
Forgive me.
Forever.
What the hell does that even mean? The only thing you're missing is the no! But I guess this game is too classy for that. Sunglasses are back. We're in vengeance mode. Also, what is he still doing there? Why wasn't he shooting them in the meantime? But yes, now you have to go hunt down your former partner, who apparently did double cross the police department and is actually working for the evil gangster father. Welcome to the most annoying room in this game. This, however, is fucking cool. However, they just pull out other guns, which I guess they were hiding in their ass. I have no idea why the reticule for this thing always starts in the corner. It is really annoying that it doesn't start in the middle. It throws off your aim completely. And yes, the reason there's a small cut there is because now everyone and their mother comes right at you. Also, how much damage can this guy take? Jesus. There are people on the first level, people on the second level, people down here. Assault rifles, shotguns. You can see there's just bullets fucking everywhere. But before moving on, what you really want to do is grab this little baby right here. The heavy machine gun, which technically should be the light machine gun, because heavy machine guns are generally mounted on vehicles, but whatever. As I said before, this weapon is absurdly powerful, and you will kind of need it for the upcoming battle. Why? Well, remember the Spetsnaz dudes? Yeah, somehow this guy managed to get a battalion of them. Also, his bullet wound kind of goes away. Even though Tequila actually shot him in the shoulder in the cutscene, he is completely and utterly fine. And now we get more of the glorious Spetsnaz dudes. This time with fog, or, you know, smoke grenades. Point being, they're just annoying. And they also still only die from a single bullet from this gun. And yes, they do actually wait for you to move forward before they start shooting and spawning. And because I couldn't actually see where the hell everybody was, I decided to just kind of waste my tequila bomb. I only killed 2 dudes, which is a complete waste, but hey, at least I'm not dead. And we still get the stupid people coming down the zip lines. They always come out down the same ones. There's only 2, one on each side. And they'll keep coming down. Some of them will slide all the way down to the bottom, but a lot of them will just hang there, as you'll see in a moment when I go up to the 2nd floor. But again, with this weapon, it's so powerful you can shoot them before they even come through the glass. Like right there. That guy's dead before he even actually enters the damn thing. Ugh, how I get med pack. And yes, see, they're just hanging on the zip lines. They're not actually, you know, gonna come down and start shooting you. Whenever you look these guys up close, their masks actually kind of remind me of the enemies in BioShock, the splicers, just without bunny ears. And I don't know if that should relieve me or scare me. I try saving the heavy machine gun for the next part, but even though I managed to do it with 1 bullet, as you see here, I still end up using it just a little bit later by mistake. But hey, there's enough other weapons. Punching, however, still the most lethal of weapons you have. Oh boy, more grenades. This time, however, they're actually useful because there's a bunch of dudes just bunched up. Even though they throw more enemies in a confined space at you here, it is a lot easier to deal with them. Because hey, it's a confined space. You don't have to aim on 2 different levels for random dudes firing shots at you. So, hey. As you can see, unless you go for headshots, they're absurdly hard to kill. Hey! Another empty, inconspicuous room. What could ever this mean? And as we take our jaunt through the cultures, now we're here with totem poles made out of stone. Because that's how you made them.
Who paid you off? Who wants to build that?
Same guy who sent you to find her. We're in a hell of a business, old buddy. Nothing's ever what it seems.
Yes, it is.
Anyway, you couldn't save her.
Yes he could. He was about to. Have you seen what Tequila has been doing? Yes you have. He has killed more dudes than most armies in this short amount of time. I just don't understand his motivation. It's not very well explained in the game. He's just, hey, here's money, go betray everything you know, stood for. And again, just like the last boss fight, he just sits on the second level and you have to keep shooting him. You can't actually get up there and fight him. And of course, while this is active, might as well destroy as much culture as I can. Now, I don't know if this boss fight is timed, because I really don't do that much damage to him before it goes into the second stage. Perhaps that has to do with the destruction of the room, because I noticed that when most of the stuff is destroyed, he moves on, but honestly, I really don't know. And I do have to say, the destruction is very, very good here. I'm gonna run away like a coward! And even though I threw that right in the room, it actually did no damage. And yes, dudes everywhere. But hey, I am freaking Inspector Tequila. Rambo can kiss my ass. Look at this. He killed like 20 armed military, you know, professionals. Even Max Payne couldn't take this much punishment. And if I remember correctly from the old games, he could take a lot of punishment. And hey, more grenades. Maybe they'll come in handy. Oh look, another inconspicuous room.
And it ain't me.
Yeah, it is. But here's how this boss fight works. He has the same abilities as you. Now the Tequila bombs, but he will dive and slow down time. And of course shoot you in the process. He takes substantial damage, but still, it's not exactly a hard boss fight because, hey look, barrage. It's the cheesiest ability that I've seen in a while because it's no reloads, infinite ammo, and God mode, most importantly. And you can use it very, very often. Considering how many paper cranes there are littered around this room, you'd think people, you know, the designers would have wanted you to do this. Also, as you've noticed, sometimes it'll show you the animation for the thing, sometimes it won't. That's because if you use the same weapon twice for a barrage, it won't show you the animation the second time. Which is alright, I suppose. And here we get double slowdown from both of us diving at the same time. Oh hey, a cell phone.
Your daughter and granddaughter. Let me now describe what will happen if you choose to oppose me. I have names of cops, politicians, and your legal business fronts, all tied to Dragonclaw. If, however, you move against us, your daughter, Billy, will name those cops and politicians in a court of law and send you away. She'll do it to keep me from killing Tico. But none of it needs to happen if you just step down and give us Hong Kong. Your stranglehold has lasted far too long. You didn't want them in your family, so I've taken them into mine.
You mean the drug boss didn't really care about his daughter when she loved the policeman? What a shock! Also, that's really freaking fast typing. Well, fuck. Where was he keeping that? And why was he keeping evidence with him? But hell, considering what he's done so far, this is the least of his offenses. Oh boy, $33 million worth of damage. Well, see you all next time.